Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. So here we are. We have done our isim and fi'il, alhamdulillah, and we are going to move to the particle. Actually, I was in two, frame of thought about this, whether I should go into sentences or I should go into particles, because particles is everywhere, you know. And mostly I see most books, they don't really treat the particle as a section or a topic, yeah. And but I thought maybe we will do this for a change, inshallah. So today we're going to address a harf that we all know, our harfu atwin. We see it every day, yeah. But before that, let's recap what we did the last few lessons. Or not the last few, the last lesson here, our session 4G. I said I would finish the Sa family for you. We are now doing 9 and 10. And I would be going back to family 1. And when I do family 1, I'll be doing the irregular families, the ones that are not regular, meaning that we have weak letters as root letters in the word. Yeah. So when we do family 1, the mujarrad, we are going to do the irregular words, inshallah. And then from there, we will know how to treat the other families as well. So this is ihmara, family 9, and it's a form that we use normally for colors and for things like body defects, yes, or disabilities. This is what we use it for. And it's, of course, the meaning when it comes to colors is to turn into that color. Yeah, to turn into that color. So ihmara here is to turn red. And in the Quran, colors are mentioned. Yeah, colors are mentioned. And maybe you can find out what are the colors that occur in the Quran. It's just out of curiosity. We know there is green. Definitely, we know there is green. Yes. And of course, there's red and there's black. Yes. And of course, white. Can anybody else think of any other colors I have not mentioned? Sister Fatima, what is a color that you know that is in the Quran? So we have white.
Yellow for the cow.
Yellow.
Yellow
Yes.
for the cow.
Yellow.
Yeah. Yes.
The cow
Asfaru. Asfaru. Yeah. That's good. Alhamdulillah. And what else is there? I can't think of anything at the moment. Maybe it will come up. Now, there's the cow. Okay. So here we are. Isfaral. But this is your lemon. Yeah. Al-limon. Yeah. Al-limon. Al-limon is the Arabic word for lemon. So when we say isfara al-limon, the lemon turned yellow. Of course, we've always seen lemons yellow at any rate because we always see them ripe when we buy it in the supermarket. But when it's on the tree, yeah, it is originally green and it turns yellow. So now, i'wara, can anyone make a guess? What do you think this is about? No, have not come across this before? It's strange, but this is actually for someone who has maybe lost one of his eye. Yeah, just like you would see maybe a pirate with a black cap on one eye. Yeah, so Awara is a man who has probably lost his eye during battle or something like that. Yeah, so this one we put it this way, or maybe through an accident and so on. But the one that I want to highlight, one ayah that we have in the Quran, that talks about, it actually there are two things in this ayah which we just learned. One is the fi'il naqis and two is color. Yeah, so I think we've come across this before. Here, yeah, wa iza bushira ahaduhum bil unsa dhalla. This is our fi'il naqis. Wajuhu muswaddan wa huwa kazim. Yes, this one is when one of them is informed of the birth of a female and his face becomes dark. This is zolla. Yeah, becomes. Remember, we talked at length about the different fi'il nakis. And he suppresses grief. Yes, he keeps it to himself. And if he was the type that would bury his child alive, he would do it. Yeah, so this is something that was during the Jahiliyyah period. Subhanallah. Okay. Now, family 10. So this is the last of the families under Mazid Fi, the ones with extra letters. And this is Istaghfara with the alif, sin, and ta. This is the one that is extra. So I'm going to give you about, I think about 6 meanings of what this family can mean. Yeah, and the most common one, or the ones that we really know, is about a request. Ist. Yeah, ist is actually to request. Or talab. So if we say istaghfara, then we are basically asking for forgiveness. Yes, this one we know. Another meaning when you use family 10 is what they call at-tahawul wa tashabbuh. Yeah, to turn from something to something else. Very much like our zolla, yeah, which is our fi'il nakis. But here, it also has a meaning of to try to be similar to someone else. Yeah, so I've got a couple of examples here. So this is istahjaratin. Istahjaratin is when you want to turn something to be as hard as the rock. Yeah, asbaha. In the case, tin is what? Tin is, we are made from tin, aren't we? We're made from soil or clay. Yeah, the mud became stone. So this is one way of using family 10. And here is istaqsadal jundi. Yeah, istaqsadal jundi. Now, Asad, what animal is it, Asad? Sister Bashira, do you know what animal is Asad? Are you able to
Sorry,
speak?
what
Oh,
did you say? Sorry,
Asad.
Assalam.
Yes, Asad. What animal is Asad? You know.
Is it lion?
Yes, lion. Yeah. So in this case, when we say istasada is the soldier became like a lion. Yeah, in his fierceness in battle. Yeah, inshallah. Okay. Another one is what we call i'tiqad as-sifah. To believe that someone or something has a certain characteristic. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So this one is Istakrama Zaidun Ahmada. So this is the person doing it, and this is the thing, the person he is accrediting that character to. Yeah, so we are basically saying that Iktaqada Zaidun, how do you say, attributed that character to Ahmad. And what is the character? Karim, yeah? So istakrama Zaidun Ahmada. Zaid thought that Ahmad was generous. Or maybe ista'azama Zaidun Ahmada. So he thought that Ahmad was great, yeah? Now, another one, ikhtisar, when ikhtisarul hikayah. This one, we see it. I think we do practice it, just that sometimes we don't really put it into words. We just understand the meaning and we didn't know this is what it's called. Yeah. So this is istarja'a zaidun. Istarja'a is to say inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un. Yeah. So some bad news must have arrived and Zaid said this. So instead of saying Zaid said inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un, we just said Zaid istarja. Yeah, istarja. The last one, we've seen this for quite a number of families. We call it mutawa'a, to conform and to obey. Just to remind you what it does. So we have aqama Zaid. This one I've written that wrongly. Yeah, let me see. Sister Nada, how would you correct this? This is not right. So how would you pronounce this?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind.
أقام زيد.
Uh-huh. When we read it in the Quran, how do we do this? Zaidu nil. Yeah. Aqama
Okay,
Zainil
okay.
am.
زيد نيل
Amude.
عمودة
Fastaqam. Yeah.
فاستقام.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, Alhamdulillah, Zaid, he erected the pillar, so it became upright. Yeah. Fastaqam.
yeah.
Of course, we don't have pillars that lie down anyway. So, but it's a way of showing how the
No,
word.
I was thinking I had to add anything, but there's nothing to add there.
I see. Okay, nothing to add. Fastaqam. Yes, Zaid erected the pillar, so it became upright. Okay, so we are now finished the families, and I have maybe Sister Fatima doesn't know this, but next week we won't be having a class, yes, because I'll be traveling, so we'll only continue the Wednesday after that. Because of that, I'm giving you a long homework, and I want to explain the homework to you so that you will do it correctly. This is basically your SAF homework under SAF, yes. So very simple. I just want to know the root letters. Now, this in this case, al-Tadilu, what are the root letters? Sawu, what are the root letters? What family it belongs to? And I did the translation already for you. And I asked you to translate the words in red. Yeah, so you have to see which is which. Yeah, al-Tadilu, Sawu. Yeah, so maybe you might want to change my translation. Yeah, this is the translation that I found when I looked up the English translation for this particular hadith. This is still about that. Still about that. Another hadith on the importance of straightening your rows. Yeah, when you do salah. And why Nabi was very particular about it. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was very particular about this. Yeah, so this is tusawwunna, yeah, and this is I think you know la yukhallifanna, yeah. So this lam, we met it that day. We said it was about ta'kid, yeah, for emphasis. And this lam we use it together with fi'il mudari, or in a jumla ismiyah we call it lam ibtida, yeah, which is basically the lam at the beginning of the sentence. Now, when I say that I want you to say what type of word it is, yes, what type of word it is, I will show you on the next slide what are the different types of words, yeah. State the root letters in this case. And this is not isim maf'ul. Both of them are not isim maf'ul. Yeah, they are something else. So you need to tell me what type of word they are. So the word that I'm looking at are the different ones. Yeah, whether it's past tense, present tense, whether it's mazda, whether it's isim fa'il, isim maf'ul, yes, or whether it's a zarf. Yeah. So this is what I mean by different types of words. Yeah. Okay. Any questions on the homework? Clear? Inshallah. Okay. Sister Ralin, you okay with that?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, good. The second exercise is on your fi'il nakis. Just now was soft, this is fi'il nakis. Yep. So in this case, I'd like you to state the isim and the habar of the fi'il nakis and find your isim nakis. Where is the isim nakis in this ayah? Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we can start our new topic about particles. Particles are not that complicated when it comes to the characteristics. Yeah. They're not like isims or verbs. You know, particle, just two things. What's the irab of a particle, which we need to know, and whether it is governing or non-governing. Oh, what's that? Okay, so the huruf are particles added to nouns and verbs. We know this, and they do two things. They add more meaning, or they link them together. Yeah, and the characteristics that particles have is what we mentioned just now. Yeah, the irab. And all particles are mabni, we know this, yeah, meaning that you only see in that form, there is no change of the endings, yes. So ila doesn't become ilu or anything of that sort, or ila, yeah, ili, yeah, so it stays ila. Their form remains unchanged in all circumstances. Governance, meaning it changes the word after it, yeah. So there are two types, either they govern or they don't govern. Okay, غير آمل amil. We've heard these words before. Not only particles have this ability, verbs have this ability too. Usually isims do not, unless the isim behaves like a verb. Okay, so that's something we should remember as well. So amil, why amil? Verbs are amils, particles can be amils, isims are amils when they behave like verbs. Okay, so what does it do? This one you know very well. Lam yazhab zaidun. So this one makes it majzoom, makes the mudhari majzoom. So this is an example of a harfun amilun. And the one that doesn't change, same meaning, same translation. Ma zahaba zaidun. Zaid did not go. This one, ma doesn't change zahaba. Yeah. So obviously the one that is lam has more emphasis in it. Yeah, that's stronger there. No, it's like no, Zaid did not go. You know, he refused to go, or they couldn't go, or whatever. In this case, it's just a nothing urgent about it. Yeah, he just didn't go. Okay, so there we are. We finished isim fi'ils. We're now into half. And half will take a bit of time as well, yeah, because we have so many types of halves. And some of it is probably revision for you because we have done it before in the previous lessons, yeah. So the first half we want to tackle, the one that we did not tackle under our phrases, was the conjunctional phrase. Conjunctional phrase, a mouthful. So we have conjunctions in phrases and we have conjunctions between sentences. But we'll address the one in phrases first. So what do we have? We have wa, which means and. Yeah, we see this like here. Very simple. Muhammad and Ahmad. Fa, then. Yeah, usually something follows something as a result. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, so then, it's like more like Fatima. Then Zainab took the lesson. Yeah, or Fatima then Zainab went for Umrah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. So there's Sister Zainab, Sister Fatima that's going to follow suit to do Umrah. Okay, so it's something that is almost what we call it immediate, yeah, but it's not instant. Okay, it's what follows. It just follows then. There is no time period between this and that. Yeah. A summa then, same meaning, but there may be a period of time. Yeah. So knowledge, then practice. So maybe you have to gather your knowledge to a certain level before you can practice it. Aw, or, so mu'minun aw kafirun. Are you a believer or a disbeliever? Yeah. Just a word of a note on how to write this. When we meet, whenever we have a sukun with al, because there is a sukun on the hamzatu wasal as well, we need to know how to treat this. So normally we see this, yeah. Al-masjidu awil bait. Awil bait. Yeah. This is what happens to aw when it meets alif lam. Okay. A word about fa, summa, and wa. Yeah. They are also known as harfu istiqnafin. You've seen this before. Those who have done Iraq classes on Friday with me know this, and I'm sure the others have too. Sister Fatima, you've come across this term before, yes? Istiqnaf? No issue with you?
Sister.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So what is harfu istiqnaf? What happens here? Okay. Now, istiqnaf means actually a fresh beginning, yeah, to start fresh. It doesn't mean that it has another meaning or a new meaning that we're talking about something else. Okay, this is sometimes there is some confusion there. Sometimes we're still talking about, let's say, zakat, or maybe we're talking about wars, or maybe talking about marriage or divorce. Yes, but you're talking about something else, another aspect of that thing. So when we say new meaning, it's about a new point of view or new, maybe a totally different subject as well. That is also a possibility. Yeah, but this is something that we need to appreciate. Yeah, that when we say about new meaning, does not necessarily mean total new subject. Yeah, there are many wow istiqnafiyah in the Quran. Yeah, and how can we tell the difference between istiqnafiyah and atifah? Remember the term musharakah that I used for our Saf lessons? Yes, and I said there is a meaning of musharakah, meaning that you do the thing, uh, you do the same thing. Either you do the same thing together, yeah, or there is some sort of more than one person involved, yeah, musharakah. So this is one of the ways how you can tell between the difference between istiqnafiyah and atifah. Yeah. So if there is a meaning of musharakah, yes, there is a connection that you can see, then it's half atfin. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. Yeah. It's there to tell you that, okay, I want to start talking about it in a different way, or I want to start on a new topic and something like that. Yeah. So this applies to summa and fa. So these are the three ataf that you can use for istiqnaf. Yes, Sister Riley. Question.
Can you repeat a bit about musyarakah?
Okay, musharaka is like the word sharikat, which means company. Yes, which means a company. So musharaka, if we talk about an action, you do it in a group, right? It means you do it together with something. Yeah. So when we say about musharaka, there is some connection between the sentence before it. Yeah. So if that's the case, and that action or whatever it is, that connection involves two parties, then maybe one in this sentence and the other in another, and the sentence that you are in now, the next sentence, then we say it's half atfin. If there's no
The same context between.
yes, usually the same context. Yeah, usually the same context. And how we know it's half afar? Normally, is because it also occupies the same slot. Okay, we'll see this when we do the conjunction phrase, and when we see it between two sentences. Yeah, what I mean by they occupy the same slot. Okay, so then you know for sure it's ataf and not istiqnaf. We see this inshallah. Remind me if I for some odd reason do not mention it. Yeah. Okay, inshallah. Now, it occurs in any part of a sentence, a conjunction phrase. So when I say any part of a sentence, I mean any slot. Any slot meaning any mahal, any place. So what is mahal here? As long as your phrase can take the place of an isim, as long as your phrase can take the place of an isim in a sentence, then how do you say? It has a role. Yeah, it has a role. Okay, let's see how. For in this case, yes, Safara Khalidun. So Khalid is traveling and Hamid is traveling with him. Yeah. So let's say if I drop Khalid and I just take Hamid, because they are both habars. Oh, sorry. They are both files. Yeah. They are both files. The meaning is intact. You can say Khalid traveled or Hamid traveled. So that's that musharakah in that sense. They did the same thing. Yeah. Some grammarians say it must be done together at the same time. Some say no, it doesn't have to. No, because they did the same thing. That's enough. But whether they did it at the same time is a different story. That there is some difference of opinion there. Yeah. So we have to look at the ayah or the sentence that we're seeing and see which is which. But either way, whether they did it together or they did it separately, they did it. So we say Khalid travel, Hamid travel, Khalid and Hamid travel. They are the sort of people who likes traveling. Yeah. So this is what we call main part, meaning in this case they are fa'ils of safara. So when we write the tarkib, it will be like this. This is your fi'il, that's your fa'il. So tarkib, yes, not irab. Irab is this one. This is ma'tuf alayh. This is ma'tuf. This is atfin. Yeah. So this is your irab, and that's your tarkib, how you break down the sentence. Okay. We know that the ma'tufun alayh is the thing that it follows, and it has the same slot in the sentence. Fa'il, fa'il. Maf'ul bihi, maf'ul bihi. Habar, habar. Okay. Now let's do some exercise so that we wake up. Okay. That's the sun. That's the moon. Okay. Sister Nada, how would you translate this? Ash-shamsu wal-qamar ay ayatani.
Shamsu, so it's not well shamsi. The sun and the moon are from our proofs, from our arguments, from our burhans. How do we say in English? Now I'm
Well, we say two signs, okay? Two signs. Ayat can mean signs. Yeah.
yes, ayatani, yeah.
Ayatan. Yeah, so
Two
that's two
signs, yeah.
signs. Alhamdulillah. Good. And Sister Fatima, Ma Isa wa Maryamu ilahin.
Isa and Maryam are not gods.
Yes, good, perfect. Okay, Sister Ralin, I'll have to help you with this one, I think, unless you know it. Okay, this one, al-ina'u, is like a vessel, something that contains things. Yeah, mamlu is full, fullness. Ma'an is water, labanan is milk. So, what do you think is the translation for this?
Certainly.
Inna. Innama is for istisna. Not so more than just emphasis. It is excluding something. So the translation here would be only. Yeah, only. But that's not how you would translate the whole sentence. I'm just picking out this word. We would normally translate this as only. The meaning is only.
Innama only, okay. Only the vessels are full of ma and water and milk.
Okay. So no. Yeah, that's a good attempt. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Sister Nada. So, okay, here we have this is your mubtada. Yes. And mamlu'un is acting like a fi'il. Yes, because it's making this two mansub. Yeah. And the translation is the vessel, yeah, is only filled with water and milk. That's the only thing you can fill it with. Water and milk. Yeah. So the vessel is only filled with water and milk. Or you can say only milk and only water and milk is filled in the vessel. But then there will be a bit of adjustment here and there. Yeah. But how we would translate this is the vessel is only filled with water and milk. Okay. All right. Inshallah.
The vessels is only filled with water and milk.
Yes, that's right. Alhamdulillah. There's a reason why I don't put the English version here is because I make you think and remember. It has to make you think and remember, inshallah. But of course, when I give you the notes, I'll put the translation there. Yeah. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Now, haha, Sister Nada. I hope you still
Yeah, the
remember.
hardest is for me.
No. This is day and night.
No, it's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's easy, it's easy. Okay, I got it now. يكون اليوم والليل طويلين.
So,
But how do I translate يكون? The day and the night, they are long both for the
yes,
translation.
yes,
But
yes, yes.
alhamdulillah, I understand it in Arabic. I don't I don't care for English. Because the word vessel, for example, I don't know how many years since I didn't hear the word, but I know what
What
inam is.
is? Yes.
Yeah, in Arabic.
Alhamdulillah. Oh my, one day we must sit down and you must teach me Arabic, Sister Nada. Yes, Sister Radin.
Sorry. Sometimes al-yawm will be translated as a day, and sometimes it is a name for a day, right? Like Yaumul Isnain, and it also means day, and it also means day like from morning to the evening. So how to differentiate between these three?
But in this case, it's clear, I think. It's not for the weekdays, for example. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, because it's from what you already said. I think you're explaining already when we talk about Tuesday or Monday. Yeah. You would, if you want to mention Yawm, you would say it before that. Yeah, al-yawmu isnain, or maybe al-yawmu khamis, or maybe if you want to say al-yawmu al-qiyamah, yeah, the day of judgment and things like that, you would already follow it with the description. Yeah, but this is not the day of the night because there's a wa. So it cannot be like, is that what you're asking me? Or I'm not sure what was the question.
Okay, I got the answer for the first one.
Okay.
So the second one, we also mean al-yawmu as a day, like today, right? And another one will be meant as day, which is from morning to the evening, day and night. Like in this context, it means day.
The whole day, yeah, the whole day. This one, I think we just have to look at the context, Sister Ralin. I don't see how else.
Because sometimes I teach my students at the school and
they ask you the question. You get the question. Okay, I'll see whether I can put it in a clearer way, yeah, and see how whether. But for me, I like Sister Nada says, sometimes you just have to look at the sentence, know the meaning, and you know that this is talking about the whole day, yeah, and not today, yeah, things like that. When we do Zaf, right, we look at this closer, yeah, when we do Zaf, inshallah.
So, does it al-yawmu and the proper yawm and common noun has different meanings? Al-yawmu and yawmu.
Yes, this is what we call the generic term, yeah. And remember we were talking about plurals, and then we have isim jama, yes, which we said was generic, meaning that it has a meaning of one, right? Because it's something like saying, we give an example of isim jama? People, for example. It means a lot of people, right? People means a lot of men, women, people, right? But actually people is a singular word in a sense because you can have the plural form of it. So in this case, al-yawm, we're talking about day, like you would say in like Surah An-Nahl or Surah An-Naml. We're talking about the bee, the ant, the elephant, the cow. Yeah. But you're talking about a whole species, right? More than just one cow, one sheep, whatever it is. Yeah. So al-yawm is the whole day, not just and days in general, for that matter. Yeah? Days in general. So yeah, you have to go back to the context really.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, inshallah. Now this one. I've lost count. Oh, is it Sister Fatima? Is it you? Yeah. ما كان الأب والأم صائمين.
The father and mother, Kana is
Past
was
tense.
here, fasting,
Um,
was not fasting, were not fasting.
We're not fasting. Okay, Alhamdulillah. And this one, Sister Ralin. ليس المسجد والبيت بعيدين. You know,
Uh,
the meaning of ba'id, right? Far.
for no the masjid or um, wall. Masjid and house is not near. Was
Okay.
wasn't far.
Not far away. Okay, it's not far, not near, but it is far. So, Liza, I know it's at the beginning of here, but in English, as Sister Nada says, in English you don't say the no at the front. We would say the masjid and the house are not far away. Yeah, the masjid and the house are not far away. Yeah. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So when we translate, we have to take into account the English way of speaking. Yes, Sister Fatima.
Sada number 4, Sada for yakunu.
Uh-huh.
What's the translation?
What was the translation?
For
The
yakunu.
the day and the night are long. Yeah, because it's present tense. This is past. Yes. So you were right. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now let's look at other conjunctions. We'll go through this quickly because most of it you know. But imma maybe is a special case. No, we don't see imma that often, so that's why I put it right at the front. The particle imma is brought before the ma'tuf alayh and is repeated before the ma'tuf along with the particle wa. Okay, now what is this wa? Now this is translated as either or. Yeah, translated as either or. So how do we do this? So here, for example, we are saying that a verb, al-fi'lu imma musbatun, is either affirmative wa imma manfiyun, or negative. Yes, a verb is either affirmative or negative. So we have imma at the beginning and a second imma here between the two things that we want to how do you say, address. Yeah, in this case the word musbat or negative. Yeah, the two alternatives here. And this is how we write it. We always say imma wa imma. Yeah? Imma wa imma. There has to be this wa here in front of the second imma. And then only the sentence comes like this. Okay, there is another condition though. So here we have, this is your muqtada, that's why it's rafa. Yes, and we have two habars. Remember again, like I said, when we talk about atfin, harfu atfin, we are talking about joining two things in the same slot. Yeah, so they are both habar. Yeah, they are both habar. But of course, the way you look at it here is, this is, we call this harfu atfin, the first one. This is ma'tuf alayh, harfu atfin, and ma'tuf. Yeah, there's also some discussion here. There is also some discussion here because then we'll be asking, this ma'tuf alayh, is it ma'tuf alayh? Is it ma'tuf to something? Yeah, is it ma'tuf to something? Because we say this is harf atfin. Yeah, so what is it ma'tuf to? So there was some discussion among the grammarians. Yes. So they decided just to put it as this, and then they said something like this. They agree that the first imma is not the half of jar. So they don't know what else to call it. They call it the harfu atfin. The wa that you see in the second imma, remember we had a wa in the second imma. Oh, sorry, not this one. The second imma. Yeah, this wa in the second imma. First imma, second imma. Okay, is zaid. Yeah, is zaid. It has no function. Just to make it, when we say it, it sounds better, I suppose. Oh, sorry. And the imma is harfu atfin, the second one. Yeah, mabni ala sukun. And you can replace wa imma with au. You can replace imma with au, meaning you have the first one is imma, and instead of having wa imma, you can also have au. So this is how we would write it. Yeah, al ismu imma muzakkarun au muannas. Yeah, a noun is either masculine or feminine. So instead of putting wa imma here to match the imma, you can also replace it with au. This is allowed. Okay, so the tarkib now becomes this. Yeah, so but we have two half atfins, ma'tuf alai and ma'tuf, and how we see this as ma'tuf to what ma'tuf alai remains a topic of discussion. Now we have also called la, a conjunction called la, which is also half atfin. Oh, I didn't know this. Yeah, so this la is half atfin, just like hatta is not always a half of jar, it's also half ataf. Yeah, so hatta has other functions as well. It's also ibtidaiyah. That means it also starts a sentence, just only that it doesn't have emphasis like lam. In an affirmative sentence, the ma'tuf is made negative using the half ataf of la. Okay, how do we do this? And it's translated as not as well. So here, Ja'a Zaidun la Khalid. Zaid came, not Khalid. Yeah, so you see that meaning of musharakah in a negative sense. Yeah. The takib is written as follows. Here, this is your fi'il, and of course they occupy the same slot. Both are fa'ils. The difference is this is ma'tuf to that. Yeah, and we have the harfu atfin that joins the two. Okay. Then we also have la wala, just like imma wa imma. Yes, that was either or. Here is neither nor. Okay, that's the only difference between the two. So we have here, in an affirmative sentence, both the ma'tuf alayh and the ma'tuf are made negative by placing, but the terminology is different. The first la is called harfu nafi, whereas the first imma was called harfu atfin, right? In this case, they call it harfu nafi. And then we have the second case here. Yeah, Zaidun la faqirun wala ghaniyun. So this one is nafi, but this is they call ataf, but it has the same translation. Yeah, and it's still also no. But we say it like this: Zaid is neither poor nor rich. Yeah, Zaid is neither poor nor rich. So the tarkib is like this again. So this is now up there, and these two occupies the same slot. Any questions? No? Good? Okay, good. Now bal. Bal is rather, not to be mistaken for bala. What's the difference between bal and bala? Sister Fatima, do you know?
Bala is like nay. That's how it's translated. Qalu
Okay.
bala. So like yes, affirmation.
Yes, that's right. Bala is for affirmation. Yeah? To a negative question. Yeah, that's the thing. Good. Alhamdulillah. So in a negative sentence, just now we're talking about positive sentences, yeah, affirmative sentences. The ma'tuf is made affirmative by the harfu atfin bal. What's this? And this can be translated as rather or instead. Okay. That sounds familiar, right? It can be but as well. ما جاء زيد بل خالد. Yes, Zaid did not come, rather Khalid. Like it's hanging, right? When you want to do it, there's a better way of translating this. Hold on. So the tarkib is written as follows. Here, fi'il, fa'il, same slot. Yeah. Uh, it's better to say something like this in English. Yeah? Zaid did not come, rather Khalid came. But the meaning is understood. Yeah, we can say Zaid did not come, rather Khalid did. Yeah, something like that. Lakin, we also translate this as rather and but. So when do we use lakin? When do we use bal? So here we go. Same thing. It's made affirmative with bal. Here we can use, sorry. This is wrong. I should have put the lakin. Copy paste mistake again. Sorry, dear. So this is lakin. So ma ja'a Zaidun lakin Khalid. Yes. Rather Khalid came. The tarkib is written this way. Yeah. So whether to use bal or lakin remains, this one I have found no explanation that can differentiate when to use bal and lakin. But I mean, when you read the Quran, yeah, you somehow get the feel of it. Does anyone know when we do use bal or lakin? Maybe you have learned or come across it in other classes before. No? No. Okay. So I will keep on looking, but as for now, I can't find a real good reason when to use bal and when to use lakin. Oh dear, did I forget? Oh, okay. Sometimes the particle waw comes with lakin and it becomes wa lakin. Yes, the wa is not translated because it's zaid. Yeah, so we have ma ja'a zaidun walakin Khalid. And the tarkib is here. That means we take this together, just like we did with wa'im ma. Yeah. Okay, let's do some exercises before we leave.
Stella, just one quick question. So when we see that these conjunctions are present and the word before it and after it are having the same i'rab, is that a clue for us to know that this thing is working as a conjunction here?
Yes, that is one of the clues. Yeah, it's a very strong clue. But there are other cases sometimes, but usually we won't have a half ataf. You know, you won't have a half ataf between the two words. But they will occupy the same slot. You know, I'm thinking of badal at the moment when I'm saying that. Yeah. Yeah. So, but in this case, it's quite clear because we actually have a half between the two words, so we know it is adfin. Alhamdulillah. Then, Sister Nada, can you do the translation for the first one? Imma was translated as
Either.
In my mind.
Either.
As for something
either,
that I don't know
yeah.
English, Salah.
Either. In today we take that as
And
either.
as for the people, I understand it like this: the people, some of them are believers and some of them are disbelievers. This is what I understand. But
Okay.
in translation, I don't have any idea how how should I translate it.
Okay. We said that Imma was either.
Yeah, the people are either believers or either disbelievers. Yeah, that makes sense, I think now, or not, or yes. Ustad, I don't hear you. Oh, subhanallah.
Yes, Tada, we cannot hear you.
Ustad, I think I had issues with internet. Ustada?
Okay. Yes. Sister Fatima, was it? Yes. Is there any wordings here that you do not understand? Yeah, like I said, this is the scales on the day of judgment. This is, of course, to fill. Yeah, just like we saw just now about the vessel of filling with milk or water. But this is now filling the scales. So how would we translate this?
We'll say the people the people surely fill their scales either either good deeds or bad deeds.
Good, excellent. Yeah. So people will fill the scales with either good deeds or bad deeds. Good. Yeah, this one I should have put a dhamma there. Yeah, so then you can see clearly. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now, Sister Ralin, what about this? This one is lahm is of course meat. Yes. This is hot. This is cold.
This meat is not hot. It's not hot. Oh, no. This meat isn't hot.
No, it only negates barit. Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
negate har.
okay.
Mm.
So this meat is hot, not cold.
Yes, good. Alhamdulillah. Good. All right. Sister Bashira, you've got the ayat from the Quran. So how would you translate this one?
Ibrahim. I don't know what's Yahudi. Okay, Yahud.
The Jew,
Okay,
yeah.
is not or was not Yahud and not Nasrani and is what?
So Ibrahim was neither a Jew nor a Christian.
No.
Yeah. They can't claim him to be that because he came before them. Yeah. So that's why Allah asked them, where's the logic here? Because how can you say that? Because he came before them. So ma kana Ibrahimu Yahudiyan wala Nasraniyan. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now back to Sister Nada. What about this one, Sister Nada? You know the meaning, I think.
ما قرأ الإمام جوزا لكن جزين. The Imam did not read one juice but two juice.
Yes, good, excellent. Alhamdulillah. Sister Fatima, Sister Fatima, here you are. This is the name of a person. Yeah, this is the name of a person.
Al-Hujjaj. Al-Hujjaj.
This is also Dhamma. This is Rafa here. Yeah?
So,
and this is Fatha. This is Fatha.
Al-Hujjaju, the Hujjaj, did not ask Allah the dunya, but rather
the hereafter. Yeah. And we all know that Hujjaj was well known for his cruelty to people. Yeah. And but somehow, funnily enough, what was the hadith about? Yeah, they were mentioning about Hajjaj when he was about to die or something, if I'm not mistaken. And everyone will say, then God will not forgive him. God will not forgive him for all the cruelty that he's done. And all he said was, I have no doubt in Allah's forgiveness. No, that one that came from him. So he had no doubt at all that Allah is, all forgiving. So when I think one of them, can't remember who was it, but the ones who know the religion and say, wow, when he says that, even though he has done all the cruel stuff that he did, and he says that, for all we know, Allah may forgive. We don't know. Wallahu alam. We cannot say someone is doomed because we don't know what goes on in his heart and what the relationship he has with Allah, and we cannot doubt, as he said, that Allah is all forgiving. So never lose hope. If he can have that sort of expectations of Allah, we should be able to do the same, inshallah. Okay, so I will continue next week. Inshallah. Oh no, not next week. The week after next, is it? Yeah, the week after next, on still on Ataf, because we have not finished it. And once we've done that, we move on to the next half. Yes, we will move on to the next half, and the next half will deal with conditions, shartiyah. Yeah, because we also have sentences with conditions, and that's normally dealt with either with using a harf or an isim, and we'll do both. Yeah, although we are still talking about particles, but because we are addressing conditions, and conditions also go with isim shartiyah, we'll also address that at the same time, inshallah. Yeah, but we need to finish our conjunction first. Okay, any questions before we leave?
I have a question, but this is about last Friday class.
Oh, okay. Last Friday. Okay. Hopefully I can. Yes. What about last Friday?
So I did ask sister about Zarf Zaman. Can you show me in the dream book which part of that book that teach about Zarf Zaman, because I tried to find that they didn't found it.
Found it. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me stop the slideshow, inshallah. And the dream book, is it? The dream book. What was the question that you asked in the previous show? Can you remind me the scenario where I find the book?
Okay.
Oh, this is different. Okay. Talking about Zaf, is it? You couldn't find it here.
I don't remember what word. I think it's in Surah Yasin.
Oh, it was in Surah Yasin. Okay. You don't remember what was the question? What was the question?
What was the word that I asked?
Okay. This was which ayah?
I think somewhere around ayah 50. The last week ayah 58 and 59, right?
So 58, 59.
I think al-yawma mumtazul yawma ayyuhal mujrimun.
This is Salamun. So it's not 58, maybe 15, 57.
Have we done 59? Halfway?
No, no, we have not done 59 yet. Halfway.
I'm not sure.
Never mind. When you remember, or I'll go back and see the thing, and then I'll come back to you. Yeah, you couldn't find it in the dream book. The answer, is it, to the question? And I said it was in there somewhere. Is that what was that one? Is it somewhere here? Okay, I'll go and see the recording, inshallah. All right. Okay then. Subhanallah. I will see you not next week, the week after next. Yes, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barakallahu fikunna, everyone.
Jazakallah khairan.
Okay.
Jazakallah khair, Ustazah. Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.